Hello friends, welcome to Inside Cycle Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about following three topics in this video. So before we discuss about these three topics, first let us see theme of the day. In today's theme of the day, we are going to discuss about bilateral relations. When you are reading bilateral relations, obviously you have to focus on following areas. First, countries and their location. That means with which country India is having that particular bilateral relations, where is that country located, then significant agreement, what is the nature of the bilateral agreement, and intended benefits, how India is going to benefit out of it, and how that bilateral agreement will improve relation between the two nations. So these are the focused areas, especially with respect to bilateral relations. Now let us see some sample questions on that particular area. Consider the following statements. The India-Africa Summit. This is one of the question on bilateral relations. Statements are like this. This India-Africa Summit, it was held in 2015. It was the third such summit. Okay. It was actually initiated by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1951. So this is the second statement. Actually, this India-Africa Summit, it was way back initiated in this Atal Bihari Vajpayee time, not during the Jawaharlal Nehru time. So the second statement is incorrect. The first statement is right. So answer is option A, which is one only. So questions can be framed like this. Next, we will discuss today's topics. In today, we are going to discuss about following these three topics. Number one, Agartala Akhaura rail link. It is related to IR. This particular link is going to improve the relationship between India and Bangladesh, because after almost 7 decades after, again we are resuming the train connectivity between the Agartala and Akhaura. It used to be there, but it was during the Britishers' time. Deep Ocean Mission. Again recently, India approved the Deep Ocean Mission. So we are going to discuss about which organization is involved in the Deep Ocean Mission and what are the intended benefits of the Deep Ocean Mission. Third one, Green Climate Fund. You know that Green Climate Fund is all about funding mechanism towards the facing the climate change and mitigation strategies against the climate change. You know that establishing this Green Climate Fund is one challenge, as well as contribution of money to this fund is another challenge. Okay. Out of this, first let us see Agartala Akhaura rail link. Okay. So this is the rail link between the Bangladesh and Agartala, students. Okay. So here you can see clearly. Okay. So you know that Bangladesh mainly shares border with Indian states such as Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura. We are talking at Tripura juncture. The rail connectivity between Tripura and Dhaka. Okay. So this Agartala rail connectivity, it will be resumed. It will be resumed after how many decades? Almost 7.5 decades. So it is going to establish connectivity between Bangladesh and northeast India, and especially Bangladesh as well as the Tripura. Previously, during the Britishers' time, this railway lane used to connect the tea estates in Bangladesh and northeastern tea estates in Bangladesh, as well as northeast with the Chittagong port and some other areas. This rail link, it is going to have a 12.24 kilometers and around 6.7 kilometers stretch is present in Bangladesh, 5.46 kilometers stretch is present in Tripura. This connection was originally it was made in 18th century to cater the Assam's tea industry's demand. So Assam tea industry, they used to access Chittagong port with the help of this particular rail connectivity. And meanwhile, tell me students, when railway lane introduced in India for the first time, at that time, who was the Viceroy or who was the Governor General at that time? Put your answer in the comment section. Actually, this project gained momentum during the Manmohan Singh time. In 2010, there was an agreement signed between the India and Bangladesh at the time of then Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina visit to Delhi. At that time, agreement was made. The significance of this project, it will improve the connectivity between India and Northeast India, because this Akhaura, it is having connectivity rail, river as well as road with several industrial areas in Bangladesh, including the Dhaka, Chittagong and Sylhet. So that means by regenerating this particular rail lane, this Agartala can access these particular areas. So the industrial connectivity can be improved. Overall, it also helps in northeast economic activity, so that people lives also will be improved a lot. Of course, this is also one of the one of the initiative towards reducing of insurgency in northeast as well. Shortened route, it can cut short the route between the mainland of India as well as the northeast part of India, especially trains traveling to Tripura, southern part of Assam, Mizoram from Kolkata. They can opt this route, so that train distance can be reduced, and even it helps in the internal security point of view as well. Commercial benefits, trade expansion as well as the connectivity expansion, just now we discussed. The second topic is deep ocean mission. So deep ocean mission is all about exploring the minerals present in seabed. So in this particular aspect, you have to know what are the main objective of this deep ocean mission, which organization is involved behind this. Okay, these are the areas we have to focus. India's deep ocean mission, it is an initiative aimed at exploring the minerals which are present in the ocean's depth. Recently, Government of India announced that they are taking suitable steps towards this deep ocean mission. It is a mission mode project, and it supports the blue economy initiative of Government of India. Blue economy initiative is all about using oceans for countries' economic growth, that is known as blue economy. This deep ocean mission aims to develop technology to harness living as well as the non-living reserves from the deep oceans. Okay, from the deep ocean, how we can use living reserves as well as non-living reserves. Okay, it may be the minerals, or it may be the deep ocean animals or deep ocean plants. Now let us see organization behind this particular mission. The main organization is NIOT, National Institute of Ocean Technology, which works under the Ministry of Earth Science. It is developing this deep ocean mission. Through this deep ocean mission, we can send researchers up to 6,000 meters, and it can carry how many human beings? 3 human beings, students. This vessel name is Matsya 6000. Matsya 6000. The nodal ministry is Ministry of Earth Science, and the estimated cost of this is around 4077 crores. It's the 5 years project from 2021 to 2026. You know that India is having certain marine research rights and marine exploration rights in Indian Ocean according to international laws of sea. This mission is having 6 major components. The first component is development of technology to explore deep sea mining as well as the submersible and underwater robots. Second, development of ocean climate change advisory services. How the climate change is affecting the oceans. That particular area also will be studied. Third one, technological innovations for explorations and conservations of deep sea biodiversity. How can you conserve the deep sea biodiversity? Okay, even in the surface level of sea, generally we talks about corals as one aspect of biodiversity. Here they are going to focus on deep sea biodiversity. Deep ocean survey and exploration, what kind of minerals, rare earth minerals are present, energy and fresh water from the ocean, and advanced marine station for ocean biology. All these are the 6 areas going to be focused by deep sea mission. But you have to remember one more thing, all these actions going to be performed in a very sustainable manner, that is by following the Sustainable Development Goal 14. It is about using oceans without compromising the future generational needs. Third one, Green Climate Fund context. Okay, IFC as well as Green Climate Fund, they are going to partner the green hydrogen investment. Okay, so Green Climate Fund as well as the IFC, both they are going to collaborate to establish fund for developing of green hydrogen. You know that green hydrogen was given much emphasis by Indian government in their budget as well and recently. This particular fund is a part of UNFCCC framework, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This is like I said earlier, UN backed up fund and mainly it helps in adoption as well as the mitigation practices to counter the climate change. And this fund formed in 2010 initially. Which one? This Green Climate Fund. Green Climate Fund is mainly to provide funding so that that money will be used to mitigate climate change as well as to adapt against the climate change. For the first time, this funding mechanism was mentioned in Copenhagen according COP15, but it was much practically ensured in COP21 Paris Climate Agreement. Okay. World Bank is one of the trustee of this Green Climate Fund, headquarters in Incheon, South Korea, and it is intended to be centerpiece efforts to raise climate finance 100 billion a year by 2020. Every year we target to raise around 100 billion a year from 2020, but of course it is getting difficult because of the less contribution from the developed nations. Here I said two funds, one is Green Climate Fund, just now we discussed about Green Climate Fund, the other one is IFC, International Finance Corporation. It is established in 1956, headquarters Washington DC, part of the World Bank Group. You know that World Bank established with few certain institutions, International Bank for Reconstruction, okay, International Development Bank, International Finance Corporation, these are the organizations. They helps in investment, advisory and asset management services to encourage private sector development in developing countries. So this particular organization mainly helps in the development of private sector economic development in developed countries. So it is going to be a part of generating a fund for green hydrogen. So these two organizations, these two funds I explained. Now we will see some information regarding the green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is all about generating hydrogen from water when water is subjecting to electrolysis. When water undergoing through electrolysis, hydrogen will be formed. This hydrogen will be stored and this hydrogen will be used, that is green hydrogen. In this electrolysis of water also we use solar energy. So in this entire process we are not using fossil fuel. So that is the reason we can say it is a 100% carbon free energy. If this is successful, obviously then it will help our efforts towards net carbon zero. Okay, it is a clean source and it will reduce the carbon emissions. And grey hydrogen, if we generate hydrogen from hydrocarbons such as natural gas, fossil fuels, it is a grey hydrogen, and here carbon dioxide is a byproduct. Black or brown hydrogen, this is one of the oldest method. Here we convert coal into gas. Depend upon which coal we are using, we call it as a black or brown hydrogen. For example, if we use brown coal, or if we use black, it is used in this process. Based on that, if it is brown, that means we are using lignite coal. Black hydrogen at that time we call, if we use the bituminous coal. Based on coal, that type of hydrogen we call. It is very highly polluting and byproducts are carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide will be released into the atmosphere. Blue hydrogen, here hydrogen will be produced from hydrocarbons. In this process carbon dioxide will be produced and that produced carbon dioxide will be stored, sequestered in underground. It will be stored, okay, by using carbon capture and carbon storage. So the benefits, advantages of hydrogen fuel, obviously it is completely renewable and it is completely clean. So we can easily achieve net zero carbon footprint because we are not at all using carbon here. Very dense in energy, that means with less storage, with less like storage space, we can store high amount of the energy. That means it takes less space to store energy, okay, and highly efficient. So that because it is taking less space, we can easily fill this hydrogen in tanks and we can transport. The main problem is it is highly volatile in nature, as because it is completely colorless and odorless. Leaks of hydrogen is also very difficult to detect, and it is very risky and dangerous fuel, and the method of green hydrogen production is also very expensive. Of course, this part of expensive, the price can come down as the research is progressing, but nonetheless these are some of the limitations regarding the green hydrogen. let's see MCQs. For the Karachi session of Indian National Congress in 1931, presided over by the Sardar Patel, who drafted the resolution on fundamental rights and economic program. These are drafted by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. This question related to yesterday's video. Now let's see today's video's MCQ. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to hydrogen energy mission? Read these two statements regarding the hydrogen energy mission and pick the right one. Mains question. Hydrogen is being dubbed as the alternative fuel. Yes. However, there are many problems associated with the leveraging of hydrogen technology. Discuss. So this question is demanding limitations in the production of green hydrogen. This is the mains question. Now, as we reach to the end of this particular video, in this particular video we discussed about theme of the day, which was the focus on bilateral relations, and we also discussed about these particular three topics. And this is the detailed analysis regarding the current issues. Thank you.